I want to talk to you about the photography culture, which is a very broadly known need in society. First, I want to ask you guys, how many of you have a device that takes a picture? Everybody should raise their hands. Okay, now how many of you take pictures with this device? Everybody should raise their hands. Okay, good. So today I'm going to get into my purpose for this is I hope to enlighten you, because for me, photography is a big thing with my family. It's been around for many generations, and I want to share with you the importance of this because for me it's extremely important. So my family's been in business doing this for 15 plus years professionally. My great-grandfather actually started this. I've been personally doing this for, I want to say, I basically picked up a camera when I was 6 years old and knew that was something I wanted to do. Dating back to the 1930s, my great-grandfather, who worked with a famous American photographer by the name of Ansel Adams, some of you may have heard of him, some of you may have not. His main work was in the Yosemite and Sierra Nevadas, and that's where some of his best work came. He did a lot of black and white landscape. That's what he was known for. My great-grandfather, was an apprentice to him. So with that being said, it carried down. People in my family started this. They started businesses. My grandfather on my other side, my aunt, they both run professional businesses for photography. So it's a big thing. And let's see. And it all functions. You can find everybody and anybody with a camera, because it's whether it's a professional, a phone, whatever, somebody has a camera and somebody's taking pictures. So you kind of always have to be ready to be photographed, and if you don't, you might not want to be there. So now that you know my history, I'm going to enlighten you on a couple personal experiences and feelings. I started when I was 6, and I paid attention to my great-grandfather. He was a great teacher. He also did teach, and he taught a lot of photography. So that was big for me. And I've done many photo shoots. I've done a lot of photo shoots. I've done maternity, I've done children, I've done pets, I've done families. So I actually don't make a business out of this, but I've done a lot of it. And if we go into the history of photography, the history dates back, so there was a man by the name of Alhazen back in 1000 AD. He discovered the first pinhole camera, and his idea was to bring this to people's attention to get them to use this advancement. It was also known as the camera obscura. And with that being said, advancements took place. I want to say, a lot of people say, okay, we have pictures of wars and we have pictures of all that stuff. Where did that all stem from? Well, it didn't actually become public knowledge, and a lot of people didn't realize what a camera would do or could do until about the 1900s. And so in about 1950, Canon discovered they put out the first digital camera, which was a point and shoot. A point and shoot wasn't fancy. There was no digital, no buttons, no settings. You just point and you shoot. So, and then in 1986, Fuji came out with the first disposable camera. You know, the cameras used to throw away, click, shutter, throw away. They came out with those. So with a brief history, now I can show you and tell you how far we've come. When we came from disposable cameras to cameras with just a button, now we have cameras that go on bodies. We have tiny little security cameras that could be hiding in this classroom to where you wouldn't even know it's recording you. And the advancements in photography and society has come so far. So for me personally, photography just isn't about taking a picture. It's creating a memory. And so I fear forgetting a lot of things in my life because I have children, so I take a lot of pictures. So for me personally, pictures are a big thing. So I tend to look at the overall, broader picture, like spectrum of it. So, you can edit, you can print, you can adjust, anything, nowadays you can do because it's pretty advanced. So in conclusion, I'll bring you to the fact that deep history comes a long way, and there's not really a need to convince you because photography is so extremely important. And without it, we wouldn't be able to prove history. There would be nothing else to do. So, you can't prove it. So I'll leave you with this. Photography can't and won't die out. As we've seen, without it, we wouldn't be here. And once you're behind that lens, your vision changes. And you see things that other people don't see, especially if you love to take pictures, the scenery, it changes things. And so Ansel Adams, one of my favorite quotes of his is, you don't just make a photograph, you don't take a photograph, you make one. And with that being said, if you know anything about photography, you'll see that. And that's it, thank you.